Welcome to part 2, looking at A minor with a natural minor scale using A Aeolian. That's our diatonic, our master diatonic scale. Or if we have an underlying blues progression where we do not have an F in that scale, we have an F sharp, we are going to go to the Dorian diatonic scale. We've went over that in the part 1. So let's just go over all the subsequent modes and those scale positions for A natural minor. A is our root note. We got A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You guys know what the A Aeolian scale is. It's let me just hit it again. Okay, we resolve on the higher octave A. Go a whole step. Our next note in the natural minor scale is B. We've got B Locrian. Aeolian, Locrian is our next scale. Half step, we've got Ionian, C Ionian. C is our next note in the natural minor scale. To Ionian there. Now if we follow the minor arpeggio up, we want to see what's relative to A minor. We do this little half step turn back. There's a C. C major is relative to A minor. With the Ionian diatonic scale. Okay, so our next, we have C Ionian. This was B Locrian, remember? Just went over it. Half step, we got Ionian. And it's associated with a major scale. So if we follow the minor arpeggio up right here, that little half step turn back, we land on a C. C major is relative to A minor. And of course here we have the Ionian. Diatonic mode scale. So that is C Ionian. I'm going to go a whole step. We've got Dorian, D Dorian. See how Dorian moved down here when we're in a blues pentatonic, when we're doing pentatonic mode. The Dorian moved up here to our root note. That's if we have a 12-bar blues underlying chord progression. And there's other blues chord progressions that might not be particularly 12-bar blues. You'll find that it's either going to be, it'll be Dorian. So it's either A Aeolian or A Dorian. So here for A natural minor, the Dorian moves down here to the 10th fret. So it's all a matter of how we resolve when we're playing in the context of A minor. It doesn't matter if you're playing in A natural minor, you know, or A Dorian, A harmonic minor. It's all about resolving on that sweet note within the A minor scale. Particularly, it's usually a note that's high octave on the root note, but it could be other notes within there. As long as it fits, it's melodic, you know. So here we have Dorian. We're going to go a whole step. We've got Phrygian, E Phrygian. Half step, Lydian, F Lydian. And see, that's going to be F Lydian up here. See, here's F. We're in A natural minor. See how this goes together? And we're going to go another whole step. We'll get Mixolydian after Lydian. We're back to Aeolian at the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th fret. Okay, this is for A natural minor. Alright guys, now we're going to look at A Dorian and all the subsequent scales running down the neck of the fretboard. All these positions are going to change. We're still using L Mali DP. That's an acronym to learn the diatonic mode scales. Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian, Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian. So we're going to be starting with A Dorian. It ends there, but you guys know I like to come up and resolve. And if you guys want, you can there's other ways to go on down on the high E and resolve if you want. There's a gazillion ways. I just wanted to show you how I like to do that a lot on the higher octave A. So then we're going to go a whole step. We've got B Phrygian. We're going to go a half step. We're at C Lydian. When we get to the end of the Phrygian, see, we start over with Lydian. This is for A Dorian, so we're doing blues scales. I'll show you that, how that falls into the next diatonic scale. But so here's C Lydian. Whole step, Mixolydian. So we have D Mixolydian, and then we go really cool pentatonic scale that I love. Then you can add any of these scales in when you want, spice things up. So we just covered Aeolian at the 12th fret. So we've got Aeolian here, we go a whole step. We got Locrian. So see how all these are going together? We know that we're in A Dorian. So when you understand the difference between A Dorian and A natural minor, you have complete mastery of the fretboard. Remember, when you're doing a lot of blues progressions, you're gonna be using the A Dorian mode. You'll be able to figure out really quickly, depending on what the underlying chord progression is, whether it's going to be A natural minor or A Dorian. You know, A Dorian minor. I guess we call it A Dorian minor. You're going to want to use those pentatonic scales for sure for bluesy stuff, and we can do Gary Moore stuff. You know, what's neat is when you know where all these other diatonic mode scales are, you can add some full shred runs in there. You can add certain phrases that you might come up with within those scales. Come up with your own stuff, but you know where all these scales are depending on what your underlying chord progression is. Either, like again, A natural minor or A Dorian minor. So we're here, we've got Locrian, we go a whole step, Ionian, remember up here where I said Ionian? We're doing these two notes. There's Ionian right there. It's your 3rd fret. Ionian. Complete command of the fretboard with understanding the difference between A Dorian and A natural minor with A Aeolian. Okay, guys? Let's look at a few more of these down below the 12th. So we just covered Locrian, Ionian. We're back to our root note, A, of course, with A Dorian. Because after Ionian, Dorian. Okay, there's A. Now if we're doing blues, we're probably not going to do, I mean you can do a run in there if you want. You're doing blues, but you're going to probably concentrate on pentatonic. Okay, you're going to concentrate on pentatonic scales, of course. I mean, you might, and you can throw in that, you can just throw in some really cool stuff because you know where all these other scales are, and you can come up with your own little phrases and variations, all incorporated with your pentatonic scales.